Good morning, everybody. This is Max Farrell from Dex Fx Markets.com. Today is the 28th of October, 2019, and this is your daily update. All right, folks, let's get right into it. We've had a busy weekend already, and it's only Monday. The ZDON system itself is still doing pretty well, but we've had a little bit of a setback with some changes that Nadex is making to their internal scripts and their website systems. They're preparing for their move over to their beta and new platform that just happened to come out 1 week after we came out with our ZDON system that attaches to their website. So that's okay, because we'll end up changing and having a new version ready for you within a very short period of time, and no big deal. But these changes have stopped some trades that have been coming over or signals from the systems to be able to get in there. So now we're diagnosing this process. Now, we can only do so much, but you guys have done such a great job with sending us information. If you're not part of the ZDON program, you should become part of it, because the more people we have on board to help us test, the more different computers and systems and programs and experiences they can help us pinpoint future problems and solutions. So what is actually happening? So last night, I turned on my bot and I let it just do its thing. And yes, I did get some scripting errors where some trades didn't go through. So instead of trying to compound the results from the bot that's not connecting properly, I went back over and fired up my TNT system late last night to let it do its job with the strategy to keep on the fight for the ZDON in its place. So I'm using the 1 hour TNT system with 2 contracts, playing only the 100%ers that are coming over within the system. So with that said, let's go look at those results. All right, so we're back over here on the results page. So far from last night, we had $141.50 made in that process. Let's look at the success ratio. Not doing too bad. I mean, we're up to 54 trades and 5 losses and 91.53% success. Made so far since it's been firing off about $1,695. Now, I don't want you to be misinformed here, okay? This week's results, the strategy itself of the signals firing and being able to get into the trades for the amounts that we do are legitimate, okay? They're just not using the connection series of the ZDON. They're using the TNT system right at the moment. So they should be relatively the same, except for this stupid scripting error that keeps happening when Nadex changes the way that they name their statements on the system. So we're dealing with that. The reason why our TNT system works so well over there right at the moment is because it uses a different process of searching. And if it was trading like a lot of high volume, I probably wouldn't be using it, as it has timing issues rather than what the ZDON has no timing issues. The TNT system has a little bit of trouble putting multiple trades on all at once, like 3 or 4 at once. They take some time to put on. So that's okay, because it still did its job. So as I increased my incremental crawl for the week, because we had made enough last week to cover the incremental crawl, we went from 1 contract to 2 in this process. Now, we did have 2 losses. We had the USD JPY lose at the 2 a.m. marker, and we had the Great Britain Pound USD lose at the 7 a.m. marker, which is completely okay, because we completely recovered, as you can kind of see. Now, our TNT system also has the availability to get them at a little bit higher pricing. So we do, I've changed some of the mentalities around for some of the different pairs. Now, I don't want you to go all super nut crazy here to try to figure out, exactly the strategy that I'm doing and everything else. You need to get in there and use it. If you're going to be trying to emulate exactly what I'm doing, I am a master at going in and looking at my dynamic, what I want, but I only got there by learning how to manually trade the process. But I also know my system well enough and the strategy well enough to which ones that I could push a little bit and which ones I don't. I'm still using the 100% method for the month, but I'm also watching it at certain times that I can watch it. My point being is that I could easily go in and manipulate how many contracts I have on compared to the trade amounts. As you see, though, but this is pretty there's like no major fluctuation in here in the amounts that we're making. So this is all bot doing its job last night. But in future results, you'll see I'll be able to go in and change a lot of the parameters to make even more money. There might even be some trades that I have 4 or 5 contracts on because the success rate goes for so long. What I do is that I look at the 1-year process as well as I come down, and this gets me, so because we're past the first month, we start to get into the year data, which gives me a little bit more data to work with. And not that I'm looking for 100%ers in here, but there are some 100%ers that I know, like the Euro USD that fires off at 12 o'clock has a 100% success rate over the last couple of months. We're talking a couple of months with the pair now. So these very high rate of success, the 95s and 93s on the year, they'll also yield out a pretty good increase in amount of contracts and volume results. So keep that in mind. There's quite a few. There's a handful of them on that year side that you might want to start looking at since we're past the first month of this process. So later on, you can even then go into lifetime and find a couple 100%ers after the first year, but we're not past that yet. So the results should be the same. Okay, so not too bad. We did a pretty good process here of having a good value of money come over, $141 sitting at 2 contracts. If we were back at our one, we would only made about $70 something on this. So we're increasing our volume here. Now we have the consistency, we've increased our volume. Okay, now let's jump over and have a look at our forex side and see how well we did yesterday or from last night to today and recovering from the week. First one we're going to look at is our step bot, our strong and steady, beautiful process here. Actually, you know what? Let's look at the trend bot, which is a brand new bot that we've put together because I want you to see something. The trend bot, I hate red, right? As you probably already know, I hate red. But the idea here is that it's doing its job. It's made $152 so far, which is about 6% on his $2,500 account. And that's only been since the 17th of October. Now, I'm not one for showing a lot of glorious results and saying just go buy in and just it's going to make you $1 million. But the steadiness of this is that it has a win-loss ratio. But the risk to reward is very powerful. And we're going to turn this into a copier system for those that want to have, and I'm trading a mini lot on these each time. And we never come even close to touching the leverage amount that's in the system. So you could have a mini lot run with no problem. You can have a couple mini lots running at no problem. I'm keeping it at a single mini lot, give you a dollar value. But we've made $152 in the system so far in demo, practicing with this bot. This bot's also going to stay on this level and work its way into our copier system within the next month or so. Once we have about a month and a half, 2 months worth of data, we're going to open it up to the system. But let's get back into the reality of it, is that our step bot, which has been firing off since August 8th, has just been doing its thing. A little flat today because we were a little bit slow coming over the weekend, but we did very well. Yesterday making $7.26. Again, on a $10,000 account, not a lot of money made so far, only 10% over the last couple of months, but it's strong and it's steady. These are dependable, consistent results, which we love. Let's look at the Dex bot. DexBot's doing its job too. It's really kicking it in high gear. We're up to 8% so far, up to 10% so far, 8% actually a month coming in. This is the little faster version of the step bot. Does its job on a Great Britain pound USD. The cool thing is that each one of our bots sort of ramps it up just a little bit. The long-termness of the step bot versus a little bit shorter time frames of the Great Britain pound USD and the Dex bot process compared to the trend bot, which, man, I tell you, I'm really excited about that because you could get some movements with the trend bot that yield out really great results. And let me show you what I mean. You can have small losses, $6 or $7, and then get big, you can get some big hitters too in there, but every single time the amounts will cover themselves, right? So you only need a couple of trades to recover, because we're using a process that allows us to recover some of the monies pretty quickly. What I mean by that is that when you're at a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you only need a couple of trades to win back that money you just lost in the previous trade. So if the bot is allowed to let it do its job, it will recover over a handful, just a couple of trades later. So I'm okay with having some red days as long as the week is above. And I'm even okay being a little bit down on a week as long as I know that my month is heading in the right direction. And that's the true sense of a trader's mind, knowing that your consistency value, okay, is always moving up. Yeah, you'll take some hits in the short term, but the overall value is that you're winning. All right. I'm Max Farrell. This is Dex Fx Markets. I really do hope that you decide that if you aren't with our system, if you're looking for a forex program, something that you can trust and work with, and the people you can trust to be transparent and honest like we are, excuse me, then join up. I'm Max Farrell. This is DexFXMarkets.com. This has been your daily update. I look forward to seeing you inside, and as always, trade well.